Classic. So this is another rant, but I'm curious to get your feedback. So am I too old, too cranky, too temperamental, or too whatever to go shopping at the mall? Let me tell you what happened, and then tell you my solution, and then give me your feedback, please. So what happened, I go to the mall and I'm looking for one of these. It's a little USB charger. This one's got 3 ports. It was pretty expensive in US, but I got a good deal on it, and I was looking to get another one because it's nice, compact, and it works very well. Very happy with it. But I need another one because I'm getting rid of some other bulkier chargers, and I want to get down to 2 chargers. I was carrying like 4, I need to be at 2, one in one pack, one in the other pack. You get the drift, right? So looking for the exact same product, and lo and behold, this company has a store at the mall, a little kiosk. So I go to the mall and I find it, and I have to go through the gauntlet of, the cyber zone here in SM Clark, AngelesCity. And everywhere you go, they're just yelling at you. And this one gal wouldn't stop yelling at me. I'm like in front of the kiosk, looking at the products I want, and she's just over here, sir, 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 sir. So finally, in a very loud voice, I'm like, are you yelling at me? And she's like, sir, sir, are you yelling at me like I'm a stray dog? A couple of people turned around, right? Probably not the best moment, but I'd just gone through the gauntlet, and whatever, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, they have a half dozen or probably even more. They've probably got 8 to 12 different variations of this. So I'm sitting there trying to sort out which one I want, look at prices. Some have 1 plug, some are 20 watts, some are 40 watts, some are 80 watts, whatever, right? So I'm trying to figure out which one I want, because I don't need the exact same thing. A 1 plug or a 2 plug may be just fine, depending on what it is and what the price point is, right? And so I'm sitting there trying to read packages. Here comes a little salesperson, and here is the lesson of the day. Sometimes too much customer service is not customer service at all. Sometimes it's just harassment. I have a little side note on that. But I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at him, and she's just spouting numbers at me and random shit. So I'm trying to read the different packages. And I really have no interest in talking to salespeople most of the time unless there's something I can't deduce. Because most of the time, whether it's Best Buy in Chico or, I can name a dozen stores around the world where you ask a customer service person for an answer and they give you the wrong information, the straight up wrong information. Like, I picked up the package at one time at Best Buy in Chico, and I'm like, this package says exactly opposite of what you just told me about this product right here, right? So why are you even talking to me if you haven't read the package? Just go away, leave me alone. Because there's the same problem there, right? And again, same solution there. I ended up just walking out and went online and bought what I wanted instead of spending money locally. But I really like spending money locally. So anyway, this gal here at the cyber zone, she's just like spouting out numbers, right? And just trying to interrupt my thought process to, like her life depended on it. I'd read two words, but sir, 43 watts. It's like I'm reading a different package already, So anyway, I asked her, I said, are you just going to stand here and, harass me until I leave? Or are you going to let me shop and make a decision and a purchase? And she just stood up, got a dirty look on her face, and moved a half step closer to me. I'm like, okay, so you think I'm going to steal something? Really? Okay, let me walk away. And then I did. I just walked away. And I shot a little clip. I'll cut in here. So this cyber zone is a perfect example of like how frustrating it is to shop. I'm sitting there, there's a bunch of product on the shelf. I'm just trying to read it so I can look at my options, my choices. And every time I start to get a thought going from reading the different packages and understand, trying to see what the package says, I've got somebody in my ear yelling at me, like right beside me. And I said, are you gonna let me shop, or are you just gonna sit here and ramble random things into my head? And she just stood there like I'm gonna steal something, rambling random stuff in my head just to confuse me while I'm trying to read the different packages. She has no idea what thought process I'm going through to make my decision. And it would take more time to try and explain it to her in a language she probably understands slowly, especially with my slurred speech. But the problem is why would I want to sit there and be harassed essentially while I'm trying to shop for a product. It just makes no sense. And it just cracks me up because I'm just gonna walk away. I don't need to come here and shop. I can just walk away. It's not a necessity. It's a want, not a need. So customer service, sometimes the best customer service is less customer service. Customer service sometimes, when it's in excess, is not good customer service. And it just cracks me up because why would you not give somebody time to look at whether it's a menu at a restaurant, whether it's this, whether it's that, when the easy answer is, sir, if you have any questions, I'll be right over here. Sir, if you need any help, let me know. But they don't offer that. And when you say, can I just do this? They don't listen. They don't go, okay, let me leave this guy alone. And I have it happen at restaurants all the time. Can I just read the menu? What about the spaghetti? What about the raviolis? What about this? What about that? What about the steak? It's like, I'm not here to get your opinion on what you think is good unless I ask for it. If I want somebody to just shout random shit at me, I'll go to Google, because Google, it doesn't matter what you search, they're just going to give you random shit anyway. So I finally just walk away. And it's like, and the funny thing is the sad thing, it's not the funny thing, it's really the sad thing. Instead of me spending money here with her, with that business in AngelesCity, I'm just going to wait 2 weeks. I'll be in another country where I know that I can go and shop in peace, and I'll just go in there and I'll pick out the one I want, and I'll probably pay a little more for it. But I don't have to mess with the customer service, and I don't have to mess with trying to get shipping while I'm on the road. And, if I were stuck here and not moving around so much, that would really suck. But I know I'm going to Kuala Lumpur. I know the mall is, an amazing mall. And, SM Clark is great, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't compare to Kuala Lumpur as far as selection and ease of shopping and everything. It's, everything about it is, a step up. And SM Clark here is probably better than any mall I've been in the last decade in America. So, take it for what it is. But, why drive away customers with excess customer service? It just really doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand that whole thought process. I worked retail for a lot of years. I worked retail management for a lot of years. And I never understood the thought process of not giving the person looking at the product time to process. And if they look like they need help, always ask them. Always just say, hey, if you need any help, let me know. And then when you don't know something, be honest and say, I don't know. I can try and find out, but I don't know. Because I don't know is a better answer than a lie, whether it's an intentional or a unintentional lie. I don't know is always a better answer than a lie. And if you don't know and you give just some random answer you make up, then that's a lie. And, people may not like those terms, but argue them with a dictionary and, I might agree with you. But I've never heard anybody argue that with a dictionary definition. They always argue with feelings, and feelings are great if you know how to keep them out of your decision-making process when it comes to, that type of decision. Feelings are great for making decisions about stuff that requires feelings. But use of language doesn't require feelings. So anyway, just another nail in the coffin of the Philippines for me. It's, again, I'm not making a video about an isolated incident, right? This happens broad spectrum across the board. Whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a cyber zone, whether it's, even a fruit market, right? You stop looking at the fruit, trying to go, okay, well, what looks good, what's the pricing, and when people just sit there and bark at me, you know what? I have more self-respect than to put up with that shit. And I just walk away. And, I wish more people did it because it would probably make for a better world. Now, do I totally appreciate customer service where they are there and ready to answer questions if I have questions? Hell yes. Another quick example, I was Victoria's Secrets in Kuala Lumpur. So going back to that same mall, I love this one store I went in, I went into Victoria's Secrets the night before. The gal's like, hey, we're having a sale. And I was thinking about picking up some perfumes as gifts for people here in the Philippines because they were going to be really cheap. So I went in the next day and I'm up there trying to do math, and I got my phone and I'm like trying to do the math. How many can I get, for the amount of money I wanted to spend, and blah, blah, blah. And trying to work the exchange rate so I understood in my currency, not theirs. And this gal's up there, cha, 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 cha. Okay, thank you. Okay, I got this. I just need to work my phone here a second. Cha, 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 cha. Thank you. Okay. Cha. The third time I was like, I'm just trying to work my phone and you're just trying to interrupt me. So either you want me as a customer and you'll leave me alone until I'm ready to make a purchase, or you'll keep harassing me. But sir, we have this on sale too. Turn around and walk out. Went back like 4 hours later. Somebody else, same exact scenario. The funny thing is the night before I was in there and the manager was super nice and cordial. I said, okay, let me just check these out, look at them. She's like, okay. And she circles back, everything's still great? Yep, everything's great. And it's like, how can the manager be so good at customer service and the employees so horrible? I don't know. But, like I said, it happens broad spectrum. And my solution is just walk away. Because when people don't listen to me saying no, I don't really have a better answer. And it wasn't a chronic problem on the other side of the world. Like when I said no on the other side of the world, the majority, not all, but the majority of the people were like, okay, let me give that guy some space and let him do his thing. Whether it's restaurants or shops or, markets. But here, I don't know what it is. When I say no, nobody hears, nobody understands, or nobody respects no. So, if you've got some magic words, I'd greatly appreciate it. Like, one more quick story because I can't resist. So I was at a bar and girls, it was on the street, and girls are walking by nonstop trying to get my attention for whatever, whether it was massage or whatever. Lots of women were transiting the place, and every one of them wanted to stop. And so the waiter's like, hey, and he does this, he's like that. And sure as shit, next girl comes up, I'm like, no, thank you. And she's like, okay, thank you, have a good night. And I've been saying no, 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 no. And they still just sit there like in your face, like, won't leave you alone. But as soon as I learned that little trick, they'd leave me alone. So if you've got a trick for the Philippines where people will understand no, I'd really greatly appreciate it, because I don't have it, and I don't know it. And that's something that we should share with the world of tourists and expats. Because if anybody's like me and they just get tired of being, harassed out of the store, that would be a great little tip. And I can list, I can walk through the mall over there and no go, no go, no go, no go, no go, because I'm not going to go back in a store and, put up with that shit. If you're going to stand less than, half an arm's distance away from me while I shop because you think I'm going to steal something, I don't know what to tell you other than, thank you, I don't need to shop at your store. And, I made a comment a while back about a concierge in a hotel. And if I can hit you in the nose with my elbow without taking a step or leaning or moving my shoulders, if I can just go like that and hit you in the nose, you are probably too close. And I don't understand people that need to be that close. So I don't know, man. What do you think? Am I too old, too cranky, too obstinate? Pick a word, drop it in the comments, let me know what you think. Or do you have the magic, words that mean no in a universal language that people who speak English will actually understand? And, I don't know. I don't know what to think or do, but I do know I'm tired of it. I do know when I've had a long day, I don't go to the mall or go out if I don't have to, just because I just don't want the headache. I don't want the headache of, having to sit there and fend off people who want to guess what they think I'm thinking. It's like, You know, and I think part of it goes back to what I was saying about being a single traveler in another video, is I think I experience a different situation or different feedback from people simply because I'm a single person. A little post-editing clip here. I used to teach this to young people, younger people, and generally people that were working for me in one form or the other. And it was really hard to get the idea across. But there was a cartoon when we were younger, when I was a kid, that would, you know, come up on Saturday morning cartoons, and it was great. It was, you know, about a Boy Scout comes to the corner, there's an old lady, you know, picture old cartoon figures, and an old lady, and he, you know, asks her and helps her across the street, and she thanks him. And then, you know, the next scene is there's a same lady, you know, standing at the corner, and a guy comes up and just grabs her arm. He's like, I'm trying to do good, and he drags her across the street, and she's hitting him with the umbrella, and she's sitting there, and then, you know, tries to cross the street going the other way, go back to where she was, because she wasn't trying to cross the street. He was just there. So what that taught us, or my generation, most of us anyway, is help is great when it's wanted and needed. If help is not wanted and needed, it's not help. So you have to have both those things for help to be great. If help is needed and not wanted, it's not help. It's interference. It's harassment. It's, in some cases, abuse, right? If you go lay hands on somebody, that's, or assault or whatever, right? But if help is wanted and needed, it's great. But if you don't have both those, it's not help. It's not help. You know, the help is defined by wanted and needed. And it's regardless of what your intentions are. Your intentions mean jack shit at this point. It's how it's received or how the receiver responds to it. And so, you know, you can think you're doing all this great customer service, but you may just be doing horrible. You may just be chasing people away and not knowing it. A lot of people don't have the gumption to tell a manager or to give you feedback or whatever. And if you think you can read minds well enough to know why every customer is walking away, you know, you'd be doing a lot better in the stock market than you are now. And you wouldn't be listening to this video. So, there's that word again. So, help needs to be wanted and needed. If it's not wanted and needed, you're not helping. And I think that's the hardest lesson for people to learn and accept, because in general, people want to do good. People want to do great. People want to, you know, feel successful. And I totally support that. But you have to be humble enough to understand what success is. And are you doing the things you need to be successful, or are you doing the things to make you more unsuccessful?